Hey there. Welcome back to the Golf Week Amateur Tour, the podcast. Chris, should we tell people how to join the tour?
Of course. Whether you're a seasoned member or just tuning in to learn more, we're here to help you dive into the ins and outs of the tour. If you've been on the fence about joining, there's no better time than now. It's a fantastic way to play competitive golf, meet other passionate golfers, and step up your game.
Registration is open. All you need to do is go to amateurgolftour.net, click Join the Tour button, and pay your local tour's membership dues.
And if you want to keep up with all things Golf Week Amateur Tour, make sure you're subscribed and listening to the podcast on your favorite platform. Don't forget to download each episode, share it with your golf buddies, and if you're enjoying the show, drop us a like and a review. Your feedback helps us grow the community and reach more golfers just like you. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's get into today's episode.
Chris, welcome back. It's not happy. I'm happy to see you and happy to be back here, but I've got a sour taste in my mouth, and it'll probably be sitting around for a little while.
It will. It was a tough weekend to watch. You hate to see it. You hate to see what the crowd kind of boiled over to. And we got to wait another 2 years to get a little crack at it again.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Nothing we can do about it right now. Hopefully, they bring more live guys to play. I know you don't like him, but I think Brooks could have brought some fire out there. I think Keegan should have played. When you're number 10 in the world, you should play. We need you. And yeah, I mean, there's a couple other guys out there that could have played, but it is what it is.
I don't know. The guys we had should have won.
They could.
They could have and they should have. All you got to do is show up, man. All you got to do is show up.
It seemed like they left every putt short.
When
I was watching, every putt was left short. Yeah. And if you're putting for birdie to win the match, you want to get it past that hole.
Yeah. It's not, if you don't get to the hole, there's no way it's going to go in.
No.
And these guys know that.
But they should.
They should. They should. It's very disheartening to watch that, to listen to that. I did more listening than I did watching, and it's a good thing because, there's not much from a sport perspective that I really invest my time and energy and emotions in, but the Ryder Cup is one of them, right? And it eats at me. I'm the same way. When for pretty much all international competitions, whether it's the Olympics, whether it's the World Cup, or anything like that. And so I'm perpetually disappointed with our men's soccer team. The U.S. men's soccer team is just horrible. It's a laughing stock. We can't beat we can't beat the European team in golf. It's horrible. There's no excuse for it. It's no excuse for it. You're probably not old enough to remember George Allen. He legendary NFL coach. He said every time he loses, a little piece of himself dies inside. Is what he said, and that's how I feel. It takes its toll. Let's try not to talk too much about that. We're kind of in that time of the year where it's over, but it's still going on, and it's not quite over yet. It's the lull before the storm. It's our last regular season and regular episode of the year, because the next episode will be after the Golf Week National Championship is over.
Right. It's coming on again. I mean, we keep doing it and we keep enjoying it, but before you know it, we're already talking about national recap and having to set up all of those mics and fight with Facebook on how to get on there live properly and all that fun stuff.
That's gonna be awesome.
But I mean, that's what we do it for. We enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. And so let's just go ahead and roll with this episode. We got two great guests, and let's just roll with it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Golf Week Amateur Tour proudly presents Golf Week Amateur Tour, the podcast, talking about all things Golf Week Amateur Tour, including interviews with tour directors, players, and course professionals. Now here are your hosts, Tim Newman and El Paso Las Cruces Tour Director, Chris Rocha.
Chris, welcome back. This is both a sad and happy day all at the same time.
Right.
Our last regular episode of the 2025 Golf Week Amateur Tour, Senior Amateur Tour season.
That's what, third season in a row? Third season closed?
Yeah, third, fourth, fifth, whatever it takes. You know, we'll be doing this for a while, I think.
I think so too. I think so too.
So your bags packed? You ready to go?
No, they're not packed. Yes, I'm ready to go. Gonna start doing some crazy things and waking up a little bit earlier just to get my body used to the time change. Because I did get my email from Dennis, after you do an event recap, and he did say, see you in a few weeks to defend your Tour Directors Cup and compete very high in the B Flight Nationals. So that got me a little pumped and ready to go.
Well, I'm not sure if that means he has faith in you or not. He said to compete very high, not,
I think he has faith.
Does he have faith? All right.
He may not make another bet like he did last year, but at least he has faith.
Well, we'll see. I've got faith in you.
I know you do.
As long as you get to the first tee one time on Friday morning, I got all the faith in the world.
I'm pretty sure I will. Okay. Well, I hope so. We'll find out.
Well, I'm still very upset about what happened this past week with Ryder Cup. It's something that truly it eats at me, and it's a deep down inside bothers me. Deep down inside.
Yes.
We just completely failed to show up on Friday and Saturday.
Yes, completely agree. I actually had an event during the last 2 days, and we came in. I think the second group had maybe 6 holes to go, and seeing all that red was encouraging. But seeing enough Ryder Cups, you know that it's pretty slim to come back from a lead like that. Especially when they already had half a point without even any balls in the air, with the injury. So, I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if Europeans said 10 other guys were injured and can't play, and then they automatically win because all those half a points would have counted for a victory.
I know.
So, but I'm glad they went out there and played. What did it come down to, the third to last group?
Yeah.
So at least we fought. We fought, but it was going to be tough to come back anyways.
Yeah, you can't come back from that. I mean, it's
right
because they had to win 2.5 points.
Right.
And I knew after the morning session on Saturday it was done because we had no fire. We just had nothing. Right?
Yeah.
We need to stop talking about this for a while because I'm
He's getting riled up, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting riled up.
Yelling at our guests. But we do have, again, we've got really good guests in our last regular episode of the year. we'll have Roger on, and he'll do a rundown for us of rules you should know going into national championship. But we've got a new guest to bring on, and I'll just go ahead and bring him in. Come on.
We've done this before, we swear.
I know. There we go. All right. We got Drew Flavell from the Jacksonville Tour. Drew, welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you. Hey, Tim. Hey, Chris. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing good.
Doing great.
That Ryder Cup, that's hard for me to watch, too. I'm right there with you, Tim.
And it's, for the most part, this weekend I was in my office working, right? And so, the public couldn't hear me cussing and carrying on. But Sunday I was out in public and I had to keep it, kind of down. But it's to me, you got to at least show up, man.
You got to try.
Now I'm not taking away Tommy Fleetwood. I mean, he played the best 3 days of golf he's ever played in his life.
Yeah, he made amazing putts.
But Scotty Scheffler's group won, what was it, 3 holes in the first 3?
Yep.
Parents, that's unacceptable.
Yep.
Unacceptable.
Scotty hasn't won a team event in the last 2 Ryder Cups.
Nope.
He's winless.
Well, he beat he beat Roy head to head. He had to do.
I mean, he does that on a week in, week out basis. He better. He just can't play with the team.
Well, we got to get it together because we can't lose 3 in a row. That would be the end. So, Drew, let's talk about you, bud, because I'm upset, but Chris and I hadn't had a chance to talk about you, and we still have more to talk about. But I don't want to start yelling at you. You haven't done anything wrong yet. So, everybody, welcome Drew Flavell. He's with the Jacksonville Tour, and he's got an interesting business called the Golf Adapter Store. So, Drew, tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
So I took ownership of the business about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and we sell pretty much any golf adapter that you need for any of your clubs, ferrules, club head weights. It's all an e-commerce store, so it's all based off of our website or eBay, which will be presented. I'll be actually in person at Nationals, so I'll have a lot of this information out for everybody at registration for both regular and senior Nationals event. But basically, this is, I have a couple of them out. This is, where's my camera? This is a golf adapter. Some people are pretty familiar with them. Some people aren't. This is for a ping driver. This is just another variation. This is for a Titleist driver. So, I mean, we carry everything from Callaway to Strixon to Tour Edge. Any brand you need, we can either carry or we can get very easily. Say you break your club, whether on purpose or on accident.
Chris?
Continue.
That obviously adapter is no longer, you can take it off, but 9 times out of 10, it's not reusable. So, getting an adapter for a new shaft, for new club head and all that stuff, we sell those direct to consumer. We sell them to wholesalers, club fitters, putting any money in the golf business. So we sell them direct to them through our website or just, through email or anything like that. And so I brought a couple, where's my one example? So this is what it looks like when it's actually on the shaft. This is just an old Nike one that I had laying around. So this obviously the club head would go on top of here then. And then you can adjust your lofts, your lies, your settings. It's different. Obviously, different brands have different ways of adjusting it, and some you can adjust more than others. It's all brand specific. And then this is obviously what it would finally look like at the end. There's your adapter with the club head, already on it. So this is, it's kind of really hard to see obviously, but this is in neutral right now. You can adjust it for a draw or for more of a fade, depending on your swing speed, your swing plane, and all those things. So that's the majority of our business. We also sell the fancy little colored ferrules, which are those little plastic things that kind of join the club head to the shaft. They're pretty much purely aesthetic, which, some people like to spend the money on it, which is fine. Look good to play good, so to speak. Oh yeah, I love it. It's just, there's companies out there that now they make them where they snap around, where you don't have to take the club head off. But there's been, I've only ever tried it once, and there's just been a lot of bad reviews that I've seen that they fall off, they break, they're not made well. I'm not trying to talk bad about them. It's just, unfortunately, to get where it's going to be right, you almost have to take the whole club head off. And, but I didn't take them out of the bag, but I've got colors like that for you Georgia or your Ohio State fans. Ooh. I figured you in Atlanta, so I figured, some red and black. But I've got pretty much almost any color you can think of, and if there's a color I don't have, I can get them custom made. I've been with the same manufacturer for over 10 years, so I've got, my products are the same. They're very consistent. I have very, very few complaints, and if it is, I get it fixed, within 1 to 2 days as quickly as I can.
So with the adapters, who's your primary target with that? And is that something that, let's just say, you got standard ping head, you can go and take it to somebody and put an adapter on, and now it becomes adjustable?
Correct. Pretty much these days, that's how most of the clubs are sold anyways, with their drivers and woods and pretty much your hybrids now too. But if you don't like your shaft, that you have, say you need a star shaft, or, run a graphite to, if you want to change something, unfortunately you have to change the adapter or buy a whole new set. This kind of cut down the cost versus buying a whole new setup when you can just, change just a shaft or just a club head, with a simple adapter. The adapter is the cheap part. Unfortunately, all the work for it is the expensive part.
Right. And I guess, we had the folks from Fujikara
Yep.
on, a month or so ago. And so hopefully we're going to get people, switch into those shafts, and hopefully they just go ahead and buy your adapters right there, right next to them.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know how much you looked into Fujikara and what they're doing. But the guy, the number one fitter, said he was fitting people with shafts in 3 swings. That's how good the technology is now.
Oh, I believe it.
In those shafts.
Yeah, I definitely believe it. Some of the best shafts out there, so.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
And we'll be on site during registration at Nationals on that Thursday, and then we'll also be set up Sunday afternoon at the closing ceremonies, and I'll have all my product on site. So have a probably special discount for the national tournament, and hopefully if people need to get set up during the off season, I've got the stuff to do it.
Well, Chris, he may not ask you, but I know he's going to be looking for some burnt orange, ferrules.
No, that was the next question, is if you can find me some burnt orange ones. I have burnt orange grips on my irons, and I would not be opposed to putting some on those.
Good old Texas colors, huh?
Yes, sir. All day, every day.
I have some orange. It's for some reason it's a hard color to do. I don't know what it is about it, but I've asked several times, and they always give me they just give me the runaround. I'm like, it's not that hard of a color. Like, it's just dye. So
colors of champions are hard to make.
Oh my God.
But look at these nice Ohio State ones I have.
No. You're breaking up. You're looking a little blurry over there.
So, Drew, how did you get involved in playing on the tour?
Random Google search, believe it or not. It was 2 years ago. I was really fed up with, I was going out and playing with the guys, but it turned in just to, no, it wasn't really competitive. It wasn't, it was fun, but it wasn't competitive. And I have a very competitive nature. So I just randomly searched amateur tours near Jacksonville. And I think it was either the first or second one that came up in the Google search, and just looked more and more into it. Saw the sign up button. I think I signed up 2 days later, and that was just last year. So this is only my second season on tour. And I've enjoyed it every tournament I've been to. I joined the Nationals last year. Yeah, I drive up to Hilton Head probably 3 or 4 times a year to play up there. So it's been very enjoyable.
Well, you had a pretty good day on was it Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday, yeah.
Lakes?
Yeah.
80?
Yeah, I kind of I failed at the end, but that's all right. I was 4 over after 16 holes and ended up shooting an 80.
That's all right.
Yeah, it happens, but
How'd you finish?
tie for third.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Dennis doesn't like when other people come in and take money back to their home tour, but hey, I tell Hilton Head guys to play better.
That's right. I wasn't getting any points anyways because Jacksonville Tour ended early abruptly on a whole nother issue. So I was going out there just for the competitive nature of it. I know some of the guys, getting ready for nationals, and I was just kind of doing the same thing. So it was a good day.
So did you bring a few guys up?
I think there's 3 of us from Jacksonville that came up.
That's awesome. And Hilton Head Lakes is not a bad place to play.
No, and especially being right there off of 95, it took me not even 2 hours to get there from my house. So
yeah. So I guess you're north of Jackson.
Yeah, I'm on the north side of Jacksonville.
Awesome. So what's been your favorite course?
Wexford Country Club in Hilton Head.
Yeah, that's but you made a good choice coming up for that one.
Yeah, I played in it both years, and it's definitely one of my favorite courses.
Yes. What about down in Jacksonville?
I got the chance to play Plantation. I mean, it wasn't a course on the tour. It's a private course down here. But on tour, probably Eagle Harbor.
What do you like about it?
Just the layout. There's challenging holes. There's blind shots. You kind of have to use every club in your bag. And I like that about a course. You have to think about a shot.
Right. And so you just got bumped up, I guess, end the season into the B flight. So, you're going to be.
So I was actually in B flight half of last year, and then I don't know what happened to my game. Lost my game and got moved back. Well, I asked him to move back down to C flight, then found my game, and then got bumped back up just about 2 months ago, I think. So,
well, that's good. I mean, I don't know where you say on this, but the more people get bumped up because they're getting better, or they found something that they lost for a while. This is really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get better and move up in flights.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, obviously, the competitive nature of me. Okay, I could go to C flight and I could probably finish in the top 5 or something without just half trying. It's like, but that's not what it's about. I should have to grind, should have to compete. I don't want an easy just tell. Okay, here's a top 5 because you're better than half. More than this field. Like, let me go into B flight and be competitive. So right. I'm enjoying it. Keeps me more focused too, because if you, like what happened Saturday, you can't have a little bolt. Cost you quick. You can get away with that in C flight, not in B flight.
No.
Well, really, you can't get away from it in any flight because on any given tournament day, somebody is going to have a good day. In every single flight, and that goes for D flight too, and so you can't really play around. You can't say, okay, well, I'm where I need to be at hole 15. I can coast in, because you truly just never know, especially if you're in a rhythm. As soon as you start playing smart, or you start doing something that you haven't been doing, for 4 hours, that's when you really run into trouble.
Right.
So you and Chris probably end up being paired at least on day one. Chris, you got any? I mean, Chris is famous for throwing out the challenges.
I am?
Yeah, you are.
I don't know all that, but
I sat around the table. I sat around the table with you last year. At Nationals. I had to tell you to calm down.
No, you know what? It'll be a good time. We can talk about some things when we get there. Hopefully, I mean, if if the higher people who are doing the pairings, if they can pair us together, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Same here.
So Tim, make it happen.
Yeah.
Dennis, if you're listening,
Well, Dennis actually does listen, and there are times when I say stuff, and he'll send me a text. He says, "Really, that's really what you want to do?"
He's not wrong.
Yeah, and just to double check that he is listening, but I know he always does, and
yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
he's been a big supporter of the podcast, and it's been his support has been phenomenal for us and our growth, which really when we started this again, it was more done to help you all as players and the tour, and we're wrapping up, like Chris said, 3 full years of it. It's been great.
It's awesome. I appreciate you.
Well, Drew, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and we will see you. You're going to be at registration,
Yes.
and then on Thursday with product, and you'll be there Sunday, and then as seniors, we're going to be broadcasting live on Thursday. So make sure you stop by and at least say hi. We'll get you on there as well.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right, Drew. Take care. I'll talk to you soon, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II drivers.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players, major winners, major power. All new ZX Mark II drivers, only from Srixon.
I just want to take a quick second to explain the next segment. We brought Roger in to do another segment of Roger's rules, and for whatever reason, the first time we did the interview, we lost all the footage. So we scheduled him again, and for whatever reason, again, the footage did not come through and was not usable. And just want to let everybody know that this segment we've played before, but it's still got really good information for you. And for the last 3 years, almost 3 years to the date, we've been honest with you, and this is the first time in 3 years that we've done an interview that hasn't take or not produced let's just say a full episode. But with Roger, he always gives good information. So again, we've got a compilation of a previous interview going over some important things that you all need to know as we head into the national championship. We're looking forward to seeing everybody, and hope you enjoy the segment. Take care. As we wind down the season, obviously we wanted to have you back on and go over some rules as we head into the national championship. So what do you have for us this week?
Yeah, so there's been a video going around, and I know Chris had posted this somewhere or sent it to me about what they call the 2x2 rule. And Chris, you remember sending that video?
I do, yes.
Yeah. So it's called the 2x2 rule because they're thinking, and the video that you'd sent describes one thing, but it's really about something else. So this is about immovable obstructions, and they call that abnormal course conditions in the rules, Rule 16. But it's really about like sprinkler heads by the putting green, whether if they're on your line of play, do you get relief from them?
Mm-hmm.
And in the video, they showed how basically not to do it. So there's a couple things about that. The actual sprinkler head has to be within 2 club lengths of the putting green itself. And then your ball has to be within 2 club lengths of that sprinkler head also. And it has to be on your line of play. Mm-hmm. And think about if your ball's on the sprinkler head, it's really something else that comes into effect, and that's the abnormal course conditions. That means the sprinkler head is interfering with your stance or your swing. And under the regular set of rules, you get relief for a abnormal course condition. You find the closest point of relief, and then you get 1 club length. But let's say on your line of play, that sprinkler head is right there, but it has no effect on your swing or your stance. And people are thinking, a lot of times this comes up pretty often, they're thinking, Well, I get relief, don't I? It's on my line of play. And under the normal, just the regular rules of golf, you do not get relief. That's not a regular rule. It's a local rule. And like I've always said in the past, local rules, there's so many of them. And unless somebody tells me that there's a local rule in effect, then I would rule, no, you don't get relief. But there is a local rule, and it's local rule 5F5-1. Not that there'll be a quiz on that later. And that is if the sprinkler head is within 2 club lengths of the green, and your ball is also within 2 club lengths of that sprinkler head, and it's on your line of play, then you get relief from that. But you just got to remember that that's a local rule. It's not just automatic. And that's the biggest thing, that guys automatically think they get relief, and they don't, because it's not a local rule. And I don't know on our tour. I mean, some tours may play that rule, and other tours, reasons. I'm not sure what you guys do on your tour, if you have that as a rule.
No,
Right.
I hope other tours don't do it, but we do.
Yeah. So it does come up, and it's the line of play. And you remember, there's not a whole lot of area there when you talk about that. That's within 2 club lengths. So if it's a sprinkler head on your line of play, out when you're pitching, you're not going to get relief for that. It's on your line of play. And the reason that is instituted is because if it's that close to the putting green, a lot of times the choices, a player will choose to putt the ball. And if you think if a sprinkler head is on that line, then that's definitely going to affect being able to putt it. So that's kind of why they put that rule into effect. And what you do there, when they were talking about 2x2, that the 2 is the within 2 club lengths of the putting green, and then your ball within that 2 club lengths. Not 2 club lengths away do you get to drop. That's what that video was showing. You again find your closest point of relief, and then you drop your ball, you drop your ball from that spot, and that's your 2x2 rule. It's not 2 club lengths away. You don't drop 2 club lengths away, unless for some odd reasons 2 club lengths is the closest point of relief. Then yes, but that's normally not the case. So it's that's the 2x2 rule. Yep. So other than that one, I really just wanted to talk a little bit about things golfers can do in the off season, or things they shouldn't do also in the off season. I've mentioned to you guys that the starting point, if you want to learn a little bit about the rules, is to download the USGA Rules of Golf app. I think every golfer on our tour should have that. Almost ought to be a what do you call it? A qualification of joining the Golf Week tour. Load that app to your phone. Maybe you guys could. It's free. It's easy. There's there's the app, and then there's an expert section which gives all the clarifications and all that stuff. And it's downloadable on all your phones, and it's pretty easy to use. It has all the rules. It has clarifications, and it pops up fast. There's a search bar in it, so like if you're not exactly sure what you're asking, you can put a search, put a couple of words in, and it'll come back with what they think you might be asking about. So that's the USGA Rules of Golf app. And on the opposite side of that, believe it or not, there's what internet trolls are, or people that just try to cause trouble. I'll put it that way. There's this one guy, and it's been going around, and he's called, maybe you guys could look it up, or anybody listening, he's called the Footy Golfer. And I think he came up with that name, like using a foot wedge to get your ball out of the woods or something, give yourself free. Yeah. So he posts videos, and the thing about it is he's so serious. And if somebody just came across him, he posts these videos, and it looks legitimate, but the rules that he says are totally, they're not within the rules at all. Like he'll say, do you know if you're in a penalty area and the grass is long, if it's longer than, say, your knee length, you get a free drop out of that penalty area, and you don't even have to drop the ball. You can place it. And that is like one that we did recently, but he's so serious about it. And then he just like ends the video and he's like, he looks like a normal guy. And then you just read all the comments and everybody's like, you don't know what the F you're talking about. This is not true. Why would you post it? And then, but he has lots of these. So, that's the other thing. So you got to be careful what you see on the internet is what I'm saying.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And then, on the flip side, there's tons of these out there, but there's Facebook chat groups about the rules of golf. One's called the Golf Rules Samaritan, and that's probably the highest level. It has officials that are USGA that I've been to the workshops, and the guys that make the comments, they are the top of the top. And then there's one just called Golf Rules. There's a bunch of them out there. And the only problem with them is I go on them occasionally when I'm kind of like, I guess when I'm bored, golf nerd that I am, golf rules nerd that I am. But somebody will ask a question and it'll be a pretty simple question with a pretty simple answer. But people start going down rabbit holes. Like they twist the question a little bit and you might learn something, but you never if you start reading these things, you'll get confused because there'll be a simple answer to a question, but then there'll be 75 or 80 replies because people will throw in things about local rules or they'll throw in things about what about this or what about that. So what I really like to do is use that USGA website and use those videos that, I forget the guy. The guy who does the great videos from the USGA, I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me, but his little short videos are so good. They really describe things the right way. And you can go to just the regular old USGA website, and there are lots of videos that are very easy to understand and very easy to learn a little bit about the rules. And they just instituted. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
And for us and what we do, that's pretty much really what we need the players to do, to understand the basics. And obviously, if there's going to be some, some more technical or some more complicated issues, then that's where you're playing the two balls and getting rulings and other people involved comes into play. But knowing the basic stuff is really what we need our players to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned about the playing two balls. That comes up a lot in these chat groups. They say, people don't do that enough, and they really should, because that, play two balls and, yes, it's going to take a little extra time, but that's probably the right thing to do. The only other thing, like rules wise, like our tour, we have a really nice 3-day match. It's not what we used to call a Lava Cup. We're doing something else. So learning a little bit about match play in the off season is a fun thing to do too, because match play has its own set of rules. There are some of them, that are unique only to match play. And it's good to know those, because those match play events are so great and so many tours are doing them. And we don't discuss those that much because we don't play that on our tour. We do it outside, but it's really good to know. And it's nice when you get to watch, the President's Cup is coming up soon. So it's good to know, somebody just casual watcher might watch, why didn't he have to putt that one? And they don't realize, okay, you're allowed to concede putts or whatever it might be. So, nice to learn about match play a little bit, if you don't know about it. So really that was it for that I was thinking about towards the end of the year here. Just, learning the USGA rules website, download that app, and it'll really put you in a good place when you want to learn a little bit more about the rules.
Yeah. And let me just bring up a couple other, if you don't mind, Roger.
Yeah.
With the tour championship that happened back at East Lake a few weeks ago, there were a couple of strange things that the committee did with making, playing the ball out of one fairway actually out of bounds.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
So the course can have internal out of bounds. So what they did, as I recall, they had a I think they said it was really for spectator safety. They said, what they declared was it was like the edge of a fairway. Anything past that was internal out of bounds, I think, as I recall. And a committee has a lot of options. Like, they can set many things, and the committee is the committee. They're the ones that set these rules. And I remember seeing about the out of bounds there, but on some courses, you could hit it all the way across the fairway and you'd still be in bounds. But as I recall, I think what they did was say they didn't want players to be, they were basically taking a shortcut. So they didn't want players to be taking a shortcut, like it was, let's say, a dog leg, and you could go, if you went the normal route of the course, you'd hit it out to the fairway and then turn right and hit it to the green. But they said, they didn't want players just driving it right through the turn or whatever. So they made an internal out of bounds where if you put it there, you're going to be penalty. You're going to be going out of bounds. That's how I recall it. And on my course, there's one of the courses I play, there's a sign right off the tee box. Players are not allowed to cut across this lake for fear, because there's a putting green to the right of the putting green of the hole that we're playing. And they're afraid people are going to get hit on this other putting green. So they make it a penalty that you can't cut across this lake, basically. You have to hit straight to the fairway. And so then that actually came up in one of these golf rules chats. Well, how do you avoid that? And it came up that a lot of that has to do with the design of the course. Like, why did they make it so that you could drive over that? And the suggestions were, well, why don't they put up a fence next to the tee box so you can't cut across? And a lot of courses don't want to do that for the aesthetics of it. Doesn't look good. Right. And then other courses were like, we put trees up there. We put a row of bushes, and that solved some of the problems. But like the course I'm at, they just put a sign up and said, you're not allowed to do it. So it's up to the player to, you police yourselves. So that's what I recall about that.
I think now with the talent that players have, being able to think of routes like that and driving it, I don't think they were expecting that when they built the courses, and now they have to put these new rules in to kind of help with the, like I said, the aesthetics of the course and the way it's supposed to be played.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what this one was reminded me of. Yep.
And then the other one was, so Tagala called a penalty to himself because he thought he may have brushed the sand when he was in the sand trap. I thought that was kind of interesting because he wasn't even sure if he did it, but to play it safe, he called that penalty, and it cost him a few strokes, and it didn't cost him the tournament, but it did cost a couple spots in the money.
Yeah, and that's, it's up to the player to decide. It's, the onus is on the player, and kudos to him for doing that. I do remember seeing that though, and other players, like, they never saw it, or it was even hard to see, like, in the video or anything, or I don't even know if they had the video. Yeah, but he said he did. So, and who knows, but good on him if that was the case. The regular golfer is going to be like, wow, that's just like, I'd never call that on myself, but that is the rule. So, you can take it, you can hit it in the backswing, but not while you're setting up for the ball or because it might, and the reason for that is they say it could improve your lie. If you put the sand down a little bit behind the ball, then it might be easier to hit the ball, that kind of thing. And so, a couple of pebbles of sand though, it's just, wow, that was a tough one. Yeah. Yeah. It probably cost them with that kind of money they were playing for in that tournament. It probably was tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
a player that's calling it on himself. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, glad we're not playing for that big kind of, well, maybe we are at Nationals. How much are we playing for at Nationals? Hope everybody's honest down there.
Yeah, me too. Well, Roger, thanks so much for everything you do for us. This year has been great.
And thank you guys very much. I appreciate all the time you've let me have on here.
All right, bud. You take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Bye now.
Bye. Let's take a break from the show to hear about Strixon's ZX Mark II irons.
A great iron set needs more than good looks. It's got to be fast and got to be pure. But good looks never hurt either. The all-new ZX Mark II irons from Strixon.
It was awesome to get Roger's rules back into the rotation. I know we missed him for a while, and we're glad his injury wasn't worse than what it could have been.
Yeah.
Because especially with what he's told us now, with not wearing a helmet while he was riding, or allegedly not wearing one, that could have been pretty bad. So it's glad to have him back and clarify some of the little rules that might get overlooked at Nationals. I mean, you have all these golfers out there. You would hope a handful of them would know all the rules, but just in case, we're here to get you covered. And there will be a quiz at... No, I'm just kidding. There won't be a quiz.
But yeah, Ryder does really. He does a great job for us all the time, and the rules that he went over and brought up for us again. We talk about them at least once a year before national championship, and it sometimes for me it's crazy that people don't know some of the basic ones, and I get it, new golfers, this or what have you, but when you're coming down and you're playing in a competitive event, you really should be knowing some of the basic rules, and if you don't, make sure you ask.
Yeah, for sure. Ask anybody. If the chances are that none of you four know the rules, play two balls, please. We don't need to have people upset that their round went down the tube because you were festering over a rule that you could have known or whatnot. Just play two balls. But that's why I was glad we were able to get Roger on, because he's able to clarify in case there's anything like fire ants or alligators, or I don't know what else is out there. I try to stay away from anything that's hazardous.
Well, down here now, it's baby snake time.
Baby snake time.
Yeah, so we got a lot of copperheads around, and what people may not know is we do have some rattlesnakes here.
Oh, I know what those are.
Yeah, and so I don't know if it's baby rattlesnake time, but it's definitely baby copperhead time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just keep me away from those, please. Don't get mad at me if I'm not helping looking for your ball deep in the woods.
Oh, I'm with you, man.
I'm not that quick, so what do they say? If you're running from an alligator, make sure you have a slower guy behind you.
That's it. That's it. So that's why I don't get out of the cart.
There you go.
See? I'm smart. So how did your last tournament of the year wrap up?
It went very good. Had some good point races that needed to be determined at those events, so it was nice to see that. Me personally had a great round day one, not so great round day two. But it's bittersweet when you have your tour final. You love to see the season end and see who wins the points races and things like that, but it's gonna be, what is it, October, November, December, 4-month break for us before we start another event.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, your players don't see what happens in the season to get everything ready for that, but can't wait to get it started again, honestly.
So Everybody knows I took a little step back this year and didn't really run many tournaments at all. But I still need a break.
You're doing a lot of other things, so I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, I'll still need a break, but I'm looking forward to seeing everybody national championship, seeing everybody on Thursday. We'll be around all week, and seriously, let's plan on sometime either Tuesday or Wednesday. It would probably more likely be Wednesday because you don't get until Tuesday afternoon, right?
Yeah. About 3:00.
Yes, let's plan on sometime Tuesday going over to Stu's.
You let me know. I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
All right.
I mean, may go get one, and it's just a walk. What, a 5-7 minute walk to the beach from his spot?
Oh, less than.
Yeah.
The beach is right across the street.
Right. So, go enjoy a sub on the beach.
That'd be great.
And who knows? I honestly, it seems like it's gonna be an easy trip for me. I don't have much golf planned. Just because I've played every course out there, it kind of remember the ins and outs. But hit a range here or there, so you let me know and we'll make it work. I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. But again, we're definitely doing live feed. Live podcast on Thursday.
Yep.
4:30, 6:30 at the clubhouse at Arthur Hills. Come see us when you check in. Bring $10. Enter the raffle.
Yep.
I'll have the used clubs with me.
You've
Well,
been out there.
Should I? You want me to?
No.
Well, no, keep them boxed up.
No, because then we have to get some new ferrules from Drew. We don't need those.
All right, I'll bring the brand new clubs still in the box. I'll bring them and hopefully we'll be able to give them away.
I think we will. Yeah, come. It's a good time because most of the directors are there, so you get to see your directors. They usually have their team shirts there they're handing out. You get to see guys that you met last year or previous years, or maybe at even some of these regionals that you haven't seen, and it's just good to catch up. It's a little time to kind of just, the calm before the storm, I guess.
Yeah.
Just get to relax a little bit, and then wake up Friday morning, hopefully on time, and make it to the course.
Hopefully on time.
I'm gonna have an alarm set every 10
I'm
minutes.
I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
And an alarm set on my iPad too, so that I make sure it goes off. I'm telling you, I could have sworn I got up. I guess I don't know. I'm just making excuses, man.
Hey, you made it there in time. That's all I care about. Just make sure you make it there on time this year, and you'll be good.
Yeah. Second year of the Directors' Cups, which is going to be fun.
Yep.
See who claims those. Hopefully there's plenty of directors in each flight, that there's some competition out there.
Actually,
We'll
let's
go back
take
to back.
let me take a look at that real quick and see. Do we have any directors that are in D flight?
You'd probably be able to spot them quicker than I could.
I'm looking. Oh yeah, Patina. No, she's in C flight.
Oh, bring it on.
Let's see here. Who else? Vic, but he's a senior. Remember Vic Werner from the new senior Arkansas tour director.
Uh-huh.
But he's senior, so I don't know if that counts. Yeah, we do have some. Thompson from DC. So one for sure, Dave Phillips, but he's senior, so I don't know if that counts. DC.
Well, it should count if they're playing in it.
Yeah, but they're not Golf Week Tour directors. That's what my question is.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can see that.
They could be. I mean, I just don't know.
We have a good amount of people on the wait list too. For A and C flight. So any of you C flyers that want to come tackle a B flight, let's go. The more the merrier.
Bring it, right? Well, okay, so unless I'm missing something, all right, and it's possible, unless I'm missing something, and that the senior tour directors aren't eligible for a golf week, then we already have a winner. Congratulations, Thompson. and again, I could be missing something, you know. So we'll see.
There might be a last minute entry.
Yeah, are there any D-flight spots left? 2.
No. 2?
Yeah, 2. It's like two D-flight spots are left. 2 C-flight spots are left. And then a few B and a little less than half of champ. So, so that's that. Yep. But I'm looking forward to it. Got a lot of good stuff going on. Looking forward to seeing everybody. So this again, the episode after this, let's just make sure everybody's clear on this. That episode after this comes out on December. December.
Wow.
It's crazy. October 20th. So that's the weekend after Golf Week National Championship, and right before the seniors start. So we will put something out. Well, I don't know when something will come out. Something will come out, but it'll be. There's just no way for me to turn something over on Monday.
Yeah, we'll have something available.
I'll tell you what. Maybe
we'll keep it a surprise.
Let's maybe to seriously. Let's just say for sure next episode will be October 27th. That way we don't promise something and can't get it done. That just gives us an extra week.
That's fair.
And so next regular episode will be October 27th. And that'll more than likely be a wrap up of national championship and a brief look ahead to 2026 season.
Yes, sir.
And in no time at all, we'll be sitting right back here next year. Let's go fly by.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, you know,
granted, I'm ready to get this year by us. It's been
a tough year. Yeah, been interesting and tough, and yeah.
I don't want it to go by too fast.
Yeah, but the quicker we can get through some things.
Next year.
High school next year? Seriously? You gonna be all right?
Yeah. No. I'm not right now.
Who's worse off, you or Diane?
Probably Diana, but
okay.
I mean, you know, when as they get older, you remember what you went through.
Oh, I do.
So
yeah.
You've been there. You're a grandpa now.
Yep.
You're a
pretty
papa.
awesome. Pops.
Yeah, you look like a pops.
Yeah. Okay. Don't get started. All right, bud. Do me a favor, travel safe, and I will see you next week.
That's two subs.
You got it. All right, buddy.
All right, brother. We'll
Talk to you soon. All right, that's a wrap for this week's episode. But Chris, after all this time, you would think we would remember this stuff.
We forgot to tell people how to register, didn't we?
Yep. Take it away.
Well, if you're not already part of the Golf Week Amateur Tour, what are you waiting for? Grab your clubs, join the fun, and see what competitive golf is all about. You can sign up today and start meeting some incredible folks who love the game as much as you do.
All you need to do is go to amateurgolftour.net, click the Join the Tour button, and pay your local tour's membership dues.
And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the podcast, you can catch us on all of the major podcast platforms. Be sure to download, share it with your golf buddies, and throw us a quick review if you're feeling the love. It helps us keep bringing you the good stuff and reaching even more golfers out there. Thanks for hanging with us, and until next time, keep swinging and having fun out there.
We'll see you next time. Take care.